is us live, George.
Cool evening, one and all. Hope we're all doing well. Happy New Year. We are back, bigger and better than ever. Hope you all had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're going to talk about the season so far, since we're halfway through that, and talk about some transfers, and then look forward to the Manchester United game on Saturday. Let me introduce you my guests first of all. Darren, how are you, mate? Hope you had a good period over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I unfortunately was working quite a lot of it, but which actually suited me because I friggin' hate Christmas anyway.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You put the Grinch to
I'm
shame,
glad
you
it's
do,
all
don't
over.
you?
Mate. I'm
Yeah.
glad it's all over.
But, yeah.
But I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. So, yeah, all good. Ravi, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm kind of the opposite. I love Christmas, so like, so I feel like this little juxtaposition works quite well.
Yeah.
So it was a good little break with the family. And looking forward to getting back onto some WSL football.
Yeah, it'd be good. I need doing my fantasy team for WSL because that was a bit horrific last year. New year and new start, what they all say. Don't know how long it'll last, but and Laura, how are you? Hope you had a good time, like Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, I'm good. Well, I'll put it in the middle and I'll say I love to hate Christmas, so it makes it fair, doesn't it? So I think it took me like 2 days to get the Christmas tree done after Christmas, and that was it. So
took me 2 minutes.
You didn't put one up, I bet you.
No, I had to. I do have kids in the house, so I had to.
It's not as good as my Christmas tree taking down movement. So I said to she put the tree lights around it. It was wrapped up, and I thought doing this with vision's hard enough, but doing it without is even harder. And I said to her, do you know what? I think we should just get a new tree next year. And she went, oh yeah, we'll get one of those pre-lit ones. So what I'd done, I picked the tree up and threw it outside with the lights on it. Solved all my problems. Right. So yeah. I was shattered by 7, mate. I was like getting too old for all this, but Mika enjoyed it, so that's what matters really. So we'll just say, have we got anyone in the chat, Laura?
Yeah, we've got Catherine.
Hey, Catherine.
BH Gunners in with the good old can use similar what the Arsenal are cooking.
Oh, yeah, if someone don't do that, I'd be a bit disappointed.
Yeah, it won't be me because, as I say, I probably just butchered that second name now. Catherine says we've got a sign in now. The fans on Twitter can stop complaining that Arsenal are doing the recalling of 2 youngsters from One. And then, of course,
I'm one of those fans on Twitter, but I wasn't moaning about the recalls.
Yeah, and we'll get the better looking Welsh brother in the house. That's Chris.
He's probably just woke up.
I'll take that finger and put it in my pocket, Darren.
Oh no, that wasn't you. That was to my dickhead brother.
So, yeah. And yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So,
before we start, Jules, congratulations on your engagement.
I wondered what I'd done then. I thought you were going to have a go at me.
No.
Thank you.
I didn't really get to join in all of the congratulatory messages because, as I say, I've been working quite a lot over Christmas. So I thought I'd save it and say it to you in person. So congratulations on the night for you and Tash. Lovely couple, and the best of luck to the pair of you.
We'll look forward to the wedding.
So there's a bit of a funny story to it. So obviously when she said yes, she went, what you do? We should sort out a date. And I was like, yeah, all right, just give me a sec. So I got on my phone, looked at the calendar to see when the football season had finished. So,
mate, don't forget it's a World Cup in the summer as well.
No, so we're doing it in 2027. So we have longer to save up, and plus there's no tournaments or nothing.
There is, isn't there? Isn't it the Women's Euros in 2027 or the World Cup?
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't follow the international one. So,
and
Scotland won't be there that far, so Laura will be all right to be there. So,
we'll get a few more in. We'll obviously get Kevin. Kevin joined us in the chat. And then can you pull that middle finger back out for me? Because this guy that's put in the chat deserves this one. Thank you.
Whoever that is.
That's Ryan, and he says, even though hashtag Glasgow is blue, when it's not because the grass is green.
Glasgow is
blue. Unless he's colourblind.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan likes winding people up. But like I said,
he's shit at it as well. Like he's absolute shit at trying to wind people up. So
but yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for being in the chat. Obviously drop your comments when we continue the show. So talking about that, we're halfway through the season. I think on the whole, when we put a few weeks ago, I think we were all probably a bit disappointed and a bit negative about it. Darren, would you say? And then obviously we got some good results on the back of that. Got to play Leuven again for a change, so obviously that we should be going through there before we knock Chelsea out when we go and win it again. But on the whole, now what's your thoughts going in of the season so far?
Oh goodness gracious, what a question!
It's what they pay me for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. The season, as you say, halfway through. As a whole, I guess there's a tinge of disappointment that we're not up there with Man City. I'm not sure how many points they are in front of us now, 6, 7, whatever it may be.
8 points.
8 points. And this is frigging Man City that we destroyed last year. We started the season off reasonably well, didn't we? A couple of good wins against London and West Ham, then a draw against Man United. I'm reading this, by the way, I can't remember all this. And then a late goal against Villa, which at the Emirates, which was another bloody draw. And then City beat us 3-2. So, I'm not going to go through every single result, but I was hoping for a little bit better from the champions of Europe. But maybe we're all expecting a little bit too much considering what happened in Lisbon in May. And we all thought, well, next season is going to be our season. But maybe, just maybe, that win in Lisbon was just papering over the cracks that we're all very aware of and very apparent of, that there are some whole style changes that need to be made within our squad. So, yeah, happy but not happy.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think the thing that everyone forgets about Man City, Ravi, as well is I think they compare them to last season when they had they were filled with injuries, wasn't they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you got to think now they haven't got those injuries. They didn't have Champions League football to distract them. So for them, this season was probably, if having the fully fit squad was probably expected. Do we think they would be as far ahead as they was? I don't know. I don't think it's as big of a surprise.
It's not a surprise to me that they're challenging for the top spot. It's a surprise to me that they're 6 points clear of Chelsea, and 8 points clear of us. If you told me at the halfway point that we'd be 2 points behind City, a point ahead of United. 2 points behind Chelsea and a point behind Man United, or a point above Man United, I would have probably said, you know what, I think that's a pretty good start, good half of the season. Given that we're so far behind Man City, you'd expect them to fall off a little bit, but with the winter break, with them not playing Champions League football, with all these factors of their better injury record, you've got to say it's theirs to lose. But we just have to make sure that we finish in those Champions League spots, in amongst Chelsea and Man United. But it is a bit of a disappointing season as previously said. But it's just I think it's been frustrating, and I think there's factors against us in the sense of we put so much energy into Lisbon. And we had a lot of players that went deep into the tournament in the summer, and I think now we're getting the effects of all of that effort.
Yeah, I just think we've had this conversation before, Rav, as well. If you I know if buts and maybes and all that. But if you turn that Tottenham 0-0 into a win, which you probably should be, the Aston Villa game into a win, which you should be, we're not actually that far behind, which we've said every year, probably for however long I can remember.
Yeah,
and I think that's, for me, that's what frustrates me more. Is like, fine, the Chelsea game we should have won. We were screwed over by a refereeing decision. I kind of get used to that with Chelsea, to be honest. But like, I think what frustrates me more are these games like the Aston Villas, the Tottenhams. Because like, if you actually look at Chelsea this season, yeah, I agree with you, they've been really disappointing, but they only just beat Leicester.
Yeah.
As well. So do you know what I mean? So they're not actually playing that well. So it's a surprise to me that Chelsea, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say they've been found out, because I don't know if you can find a team out that have done what Chelsea have done, but there's certain teams are finding ways to frustrate and actually cause Chelsea problems. I just think with us, I just don't think we have the squad that we need to compete to win the WSL title.
Probably not. No, I agree with you there. Yeah. We don't have a squad necessarily to do that. I think we've got an incredible first 11.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we've got the depth to go deep in the Champions League and the league. But I think it's one of those where we kind of had the same thing with the men's team last year, where Liverpool won the league based on us drawing so many games where we should have won.
Yeah.
And the kind of parallel was happening here. But also on top of that, I do think, you know, Chelsea had this air of invincibility about them, but even like I saw every time I watched them, even last season, they just didn't look super convincing. Like they won a lot of games 1-0. They had a lot of late winners. And that was never sustainable. And I think now when they've actually lost the game, the question is going to be like, okay, now that Everton probably provided a blueprint for teams to challenge them, can that happen again? And
see, I thought that when they lost to Liverpool, you know, remember the other year or last year, like when I thought, oh, do you think teams might push them a bit more? And then I don't know. I think some of it is they have been very lucky. Like, I remember watching the Chelsea Man United game, and how that ball didn't go in towards the end is like, it was like they had Harry Potter like just Accio in it away all the time. But it was just, yeah. I think we've seen it, haven't we? Though, like in football, when the top teams and the champions, like if you've got that rubber to green, it's with you, isn't it? Like we see it in the men's game, Man United under Fergie, like how much luck they had as well. And I think Chelsea have a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think everyone always says like luck always evens itself out, but I don't think it does. Like it doesn't seem to be doing that with Chelsea. But who knows? I mean, like, you know, they've conceded 6 goals in 11 games, which is by far the best defensive record in the league, but they've only scored 19. Like, that's not champions, like that's not champions level goal scoring there. Man City have scored almost double the amount of goals. So, you know, you look at that and you just think, you know, it's all well and good, like not conceding a goal, but you need to score them as well. And that's where some of their draws come from.
Yeah, cool. Laura, coming to you. Obviously, on the whole, I think that probably going on the run that we've done recently probably kind of covers over a bit of the cracks, doesn't it, as well? Because when you actually look at the bigger picture, apart from being 8 points behind Man City, we're in a not as bad a position as we could have been. Would you say that's fair, or do you think that's still kind of sweeping a lot under the carpet?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement to make, simply because those cracks in Arsenal have been papered over for the last few years now. It's not like that's just been papered over from last season. It's been season before that, the season before that. Personally, I think it's been since, obviously, Joe Montemuro last one is the WSL, and Arsenal have just been like, well, of course we've won a WSL, then of course, like to that, smaller trophies were creeping in, and it was like, oh, but we're closer, we're edging closer. We obviously made the semi-final of the Champions League a few seasons back with Jonas, and again, like the cracks were papered over. And I just think, I'm not personally blaming Claire Wheatley. I'm blaming the full lot of that backroom there. For me, it's like, oh well, we're closer to it, one step closer to it. Like, for me, it seems like all that was kept saying was, let's keep pushing with the same players that we've had season after season after season after season. And of course, I think this season will, not specifically this season, but the end of this season and into next season, I think a big statement will be made by Arsenal. I think at Arsenal, the breaking point has hit that the players that we have at the moment are no longer doing what we require them to do. And there's just certain players being dragged along simply because they have brought in those smaller trophies. Obviously, last season for me, I kept saying I don't think I would be happy enough with just winning, obviously, the Champions League. If we went and won it, we went and won it. Yeah, of course, as an Arsenal fan, you're happy that we win that and we get to rub the salt in the wound of Chelsea fans. But I still think going into this season, it papered over a whole load of bigger cracks that to see.
Yeah, I think the Claire Wheatley debate is a really interesting one for me, because I think if you're going to have that debate, then you need to be able to have that conversation and that debate with a level head. So, fine, people were saying Claire Wheatley's been there forever, how long, and we've not really competed for the WSL title apart from once when the year we lost to Birmingham. That's fine. So, but then you can't dig Claire Wheatley out when she brings people like Alessia Russo, Mariona Caldente, Emily Fox, and Daphne Van Donselaar into the club.
Yeah,
because you can't. It's not that black and white for me. They're just, obviously I'll get your guys' opinions on it as well, but that for me, Claire Wheatley can't be crap and bring bring those in. I think personally Claire Wheatley needs a bit of support. Where's the people who are accountability that are around her or just above her?
Yeah.
Like, we don't hear that. All we hear is Claire Wheatley. Like, Jodie Taylor apparently got a job. I don't know what she does. Like, I don't know. Does she walk the dog? I don't know. But I don't like. But where's the support? It's like Claire Wheatley this, Claire Wheatley that, and she does deserve criticism. Like, I'm not saying she doesn't, but what I'm like my comparison. Like, obviously people know I'm a big Arsenal men's supporter. Edu, when he was there, done decent stuff, but mate, he done some really, really bad stuff as well. Like, so it's just having that level-headed conversation. And Darren, I'll come to you. What's your kind of thoughts on the Claire Wheatley situation? And do you think we can do a big clear out and turn around with her there, or do you think she needs support, or do you think she needs to go?
Well, George, it's quite interesting listening to you talk then, because I guess one of the things that we are not aware of, certainly I'm not anyway, for both the men and women, outside of Claire Wheatley and whoever Adu's replacement is, I don't even know what his name is, can't pronounce it. Is that it? Okay. I mean, we don't know what the hierarchy is either below or one step above those guys. And these guys are wholly reliant on the scouts telling them who they should or should not sign. Of course, the buck always stops at the top. So Edu and Claire Wheatley are responsible should, a real shit signing be made. I was almost going to say Jenna then, but I don't believe she was a shit signing. I just don't believe she's been given the opportunity to show what she potentially could do. However, and I know a lot of people would say this, you, I, and the rest of them are not at Connolly every week seeing what happens on a training pitch. So there has to be a reason why Jenna is not starting as frequently as one would like. Claire Wheatley,
No,
I'm not going to get my claws out and attack anybody. I'm not qualified enough to be able to judge these people. They've all got a job to do. To my belief, they do it to the best of their abilities. And as I say, in my job, if my team get it wrong, it's me that gets the shit. I sign it off, and if it goes wrong, then I have to wear that. If it goes right, then I get the credit. So it's the same in all walks of life. So I don't really want to.
I just think it's hard. It's hard, isn't it, mate? Like, because we can all say, "Oh, she's done a shit job" or whatever, but then that is what I mean. But has she? Because we have just won the Champions League.
She hasn't.
So, I don't. I think
when things go wrong,
I don't think she's been that great, but I don't think she's been the worst either.
She hasn't been the worst. And when things go wrong, when things go south, people always look for a scapegoat. And sadly,
yeah, of course,
normally the people at the top that get the criticisms.
The thing is, but Claire's not the one telling them what they should be doing on a pitch. No, that's not necessarily saying then the next person in the firing line's the manager. You look at that team and how they performed in the Champions League final. Watching that final, that was a team I have never recognised in the years I've followed Arsenal. That team was a total different team to me. Defending wise, midfield wise, obviously when Stina come on, Darren will be happy with us. We get the goal when the strike. We're praising the strikes, but you were wanting Beth Mead out at the start of the season. But so looking at that Champions League final, you're thinking to yourself, no, actually there is a team there. That team can do what we want them to do. And we've said time and time again, it's just consistency. Where's the consistency from the players that we're relying on time and time again? And they just don't do it.
And that's why we all went into this season with high hopes, thinking, well, champions of Europe, we can do this. But we're not doing this. And can I just say that the 8 points, Ravi, I think you said 8 points, is not insurmountable. If you look at the fixtures that's still to come, Man City, maybe it might be a little bit out of our reach, but even top three, if we lose on Saturday and Tottenham win, then we go down to 5th and everybody else pulls away from us again. So there's a lot riding on Saturday, first game back of the season. And fuck me, the pressure is going to be on those girls and the fans. And I think it's going to be a very nervy game. I know we'll probably talk about it in a minute, Jules, but I think that will affect the crowd as well. I'm really not looking forward to it.
I don't look forward to playing Man United at all anyway. But Ravi, I want to come to you about obviously these points about the club and Claire Wheatley. Do you think it kind of goes back to though what the intentions and the aims of people just above Claire Wheatley want for the women's team? I know people might say, "Oh well, they've proved what their intentions are." Yeah, but that's on the men's side. Do you think? Obviously, I don't know, so we might be talking a bit out of turn, but this is just a fan's opinion show. Do you think they need to probably have representatives for every aspect of the club just above, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I've got my facts right in my head, Edu was Claire Wheatley's direct superior. And when he left and Andrea Berta came in, he said his focus at the start is on the men's team and not on the women's team at all. But at some point that will come under his remit, or at some point someone will be hired to take over that section of like the club. In that sense, that leaves us without a designated director of football overarching that area of like over the women's game, basically for the club. I don't think there's a lack of support from above Claire Wheatley. I think they do want the best for this club. I do think it's very difficult to manage for one person to manage both a successful men's and women's club. We don't see that anywhere else. No. I'm pretty sure Chelsea have about 7 different directors of football.
That's they're not successful, are they? Really?
And well, I mean, like their men's team is successful, but because they're owned by 7 different corporations or something like
that.
Yeah. Like Man City's got I can't really recall, but I know that they've got separate directors for their men's and women's teams. So I think it was ambitious for Edu to take both things for himself, but I don't necessarily think you can give your undivided attention to both sides of your first teams.
And Bertha's just a negotiator. Let's be honest, isn't he?
I mean, whatever he did to the men's first team is
if we could have a version for the women's team, that'd be ideal. But but you get what I mean. It's just it's like there's a spare gap. So obviously, I don't know. I struggle with. I think sometimes with our scouting, I struggle a bit because the players that we're looking at normally either are lionesses or are well known.
or Swedes,
or Swedish, but why couldn't we, if we have scouts, we're Arsenal Football Club, but for a reason, you know what I mean? Why can't they go out and look and say a lower team in the German league? Was it the one at Chelsea? Was it Reitinen or someone like that came from? I might have the name wrong, but it was one of them Chelsea players came from a really lower German team.
Team or something like that.
Someone like that. But why can't we do that?
So what I reckon it is, and this is where I think a lot of big teams struggle, is that I don't think there's a lot of world-class quality available for all of the top teams. And I think this is where the game has developed over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, especially. I think the gap between sort of good players and great players is really closed. I think the gap between the very, very world-class players and great players is still quite big. When I remember there was a whole conversation about number 6s in the women's game, and there was 4 world-class players, and it was Kira Walsh, Leah Volti, and 2 others, and it was just well, we have one of them, so
But that's what I struggle with. That they let her go and they didn't replace her.
I think it's the whole logic of apparently we didn't want to play with a number 6 anymore, or you're dropping down Kim and Mariano into a double pivot, which is questionable. Well, it's questionable at best.
That option in it. But have someone there that can play that. But obviously, is that something that Wally then decided? You know what? I want game time. That's what I need, and of course.
But I think this season she would have played.
I do.
Probably a lot
do as
more.
well. But it's one of those things where it's just we've seen Leah Williamson play there when England won the Euros in 2021 or 2022 even. So could we put Lotta Wilbur-Moy at centre back and then play Leah Williamson at defensive mids? Maybe.
I'm pretty sure in one of Leah's recent interviews, she said that she wasn't. Even Serena said she wasn't ready to play there, so I don't think she trust herself to be in that.
But the option's there, isn't it?
You have Laia Kadina who can do it. Try Laia Kadina out at it.
Yeah, I mean the whole Kadina thing as well. It just seems like she's on the naughty step as well. And I'm not really sure who Renee actually trusts in this team. We see the bench being named, and Kadina's always there, Palova's on the bench, and you're looking at this going surely one of these guys are going to come on, and then it's 75, 80th minute, and only they're now coming on for a little cameo appearance. But I do think there's questions that need to be asked in terms of the management of the squad. I do think there's some questions that need to be made about recruitment as well. And, transitioning this team who are, a lot of the core elements of this team and who have based the profile of player around, you're never going to replace Kim Little for like. She's a unicorn player. She is absolutely exceptional. And you need 2 players to replace what she does in that team, because not one player can do that anymore. And Kim can't even do what Kim does. So I do think, we need to go away from these sort of like specific players and profiles and just go into a system that goes, all right, we can get a great player that fits this role, that the manager likes and will play. And from that point, we can move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that I expect to hear it because I'm just a fan. Like, we're not that entitled. You know what I mean? But if I was seeing the club looking at players and saying, "I would have bought this one, that one, this one," and thought, "Do you know what? They're looking at different types of players and a different way of playing football." I think I could get behind that. What I kind of seem to struggle a bit with is that I've been seeing it already. Like, people saying, "Oh well, we're not actually that bad. So do we really need to get rid of some of these players?" Yes, because this is the problem. Like, we've been saying this for about 3-4 years. Like, I'll put some names out there. I think Caitlin Ford isn't good enough anymore. Which is big for me because last season she was like, "Oh, Ballon Ford" and all that, but this season she's done nothing for me to for her, really. We're talking about Beth Mead. I think she's been our best player recently. So for someone who's, if you're looking at people who want to sign who are playing for new deals, then Beth Mead deserves one. But I wouldn't give her a 3-year deal. It'd be a 1-year deal with an extra year. That would be it for me. But then we can't have people like Steph Catley, Kim Little, probably Katie McCabe and all that as mainstays in our first 11 in the next 12 to 18 months. If you want to be classed as a serious outfit going for that WSL title, and I know some people won't like that because they'll say, "Oh, Kate McCabe done that last season." Well, but it's a job. That's what she's had to do. But I just don't. I don't think. I mean, Steph Catley has done really well, like going from being a left back where she couldn't play anymore to playing centre half. But anyone here, do we really want to be seeing Steph Catley from 2026 going into mid 2027, 28 as our first choice centre half?
No.
But again, it sort of depends on, like, we want a left-footed centre back playing there. There's not a lot of world-class or great left-footed centre backs in women's football. Let's be honest here. There's not. And she does a good job for what she needs to do. But again, you have to question whether how insistent are you going to be for that position to be a left-footed player? If you're going to be very insistent on that, then that's how much of a detriment is that going to be to the team? Like, could we say that one of our other centre backs are better than Steph Catley right now? You could probably make an argument for it, but they're not left-footed. And if that's a real sticking point, then I think questions need to be raised on where that sort of directive is coming from.
Yeah. I think Katie Reid and Williamson would be perfect for me when they're both fit. I know they probably don't play on the left, but I think we've got the options there. And I don't know if you really need to have a world-class defender, a centre half, because if you've got someone playing in a partnership, they don't have to be the best, but playing in that partnership with a back four, you kind of see the best of them.
I think it's complementing of skills. Like, let's take a look at the men's team where we're lauded with the two best centre backs in partnership in world football in Gabriel and Saliba. Their styles complement each other like for like. Even if you look at our second choices of Hincapié and Mosquera, their profiles are similar to Saliba and Gabriel on both, like on the right and left side. So it's that question of just like, okay, if Leah Williamson will be our first choice centre back, regardless of whoever plays with her, we need someone that complements her skill set or covers her weaknesses. And that's where I think a lot of questions need to be asked, and sort of like long-term succession planning for a lot of these players in the team.
And I just don't feel like we do have that, because if we had that, then we would have looked to replace Raffaelli when we lost her, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
That's where it worries me. Do I think we had a long-term succession plan to replace Kim Little? No.
No.
I think they're hoping that Kyra comes to fill that, and she won't.
But that's my point, though. You can't replace Kim Little.
No, and I think that's the problem.
You have to change the system for that.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like you said, you can't. It's like, say you, God forbid, but say like when Mariona does go, because she ain't gonna stay, like, or when she retires, leaves, whatever happens. There's not many players like Mariona Caldente, is there? So you have to kind of, I don't know, you do have to adapt your system, don't you? Like when I know Kava said about Esme Morgan. I don't. Does she play on the left? I don't watch England, so
I think she can.
Okay,
but it's one of those where, like, I think the real sticking point with Renee has been, is she left-footed, therefore she can play there. And I think that's where, like, if Esme Morgan's left-footed, I'd probably say she's better than Steph Catley. But again, I've not seen enough of Esme Morgan, especially recently, especially now that she's in the US.
Her preferred foot is right.
So in which case that rules her out of being Williamson's partner at Arsenal then.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like you could probably name the top centre-backs in women's football right now, and I guarantee it, maybe one will be left-footed.
Yeah.
I think me and Catherine already looked into this previously, and who would be a left-footed centre-back that would possibly fit into Arsenal. And I think there was only like 10% of left-footed like centre back, and I think Wendy and Renee was one of them. I'm sure, but you're not going to bring
Greenwood must be the other one, but
yeah. So I've literally just like Googled this, going like left-sided centre back women, and it's just like
that could just come up randomly with like
Alice Greenwood, Naomi Girma, and Vera Berman, who's just signed for Chelsea. Apparently, she's a young player that Chelsea signed in the summer.
Yeah. Well, two of those are at Chelsea. You've got Girma.
Yeah, Girma and Berman. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously Rafa would have been one of them as well. But
yeah,
if you widen obviously the search, I think there was only something like 10% right across the women's football that are left-sided, that can obviously play on the preferred.
So this is just where the scouting's got to come into it, isn't it? Like, they shouldn't need a few people on a podcast to be like, surely the scouts can find, if there's players that they can work with, to make them a better player as well. Do you get what I mean? So I'm sure there's got to be players out there that can fit the system. But then I think, personally, when we lose some of these players, I think Renee is going to have to change the system, because those players are not there that are in this system for me.
But then that's also another person that's obviously got a question mark over it right now, because let's all face it, her contract is due to be up for renewal as well. That's another question mark. I don't know.
Renee's contract's up for renewal in the summer, so she might go. Yeah, that door will be busy with that amount of people going out the door. I think there's about 9 players as well. So, but yeah. While we're on transfers, Darren, I'll talk to you. Obviously, we've seen some links with Georgia Stanway. Is she the sort of midfielder that you think we should be looking at? Yeah, obviously, like Ravi said, you don't replace Kim Little, but I do think Georgia Stanway does improve our midfield quite a lot.
I believe so, and yeah, I mean, taking aside that we are never ever going to replace Kim Little, so we should never even consider that like for like comparison. But Georgia Stanway should be a marquee signing. She is a lioness. She is a fan favourite. I think she would be a reasonably good signing. She's streetwise, isn't she? She's tough. She gives it. She doesn't hang around. She likes to put her foot into a tackle. Can she control our midfield? And then with the likes of Kira, Mariona needs to be pushed further upfield, but that's a different conversation, I think. And I know Kevin beats the drum a lot about that as well, but I don't like her in her current position. We've got, as you guys have rightly said, one of the best players in the world, second best player in the world, isn't she? And she's been played largely out of position for us, and we don't get the best out of her. If you look at what Mariona does in a Spanish shirt, compared to what she does in a there is no comparison. It's like watching two different players. And I feel sorry for Mariona. She should be getting a little bit more support from Renee. I don't think she manages her very well. Georgie Stanway, I wouldn't say no, but then again, if she doesn't come, then equally I'm not that fussed either. Do we want a marquee signing, or do we want some good players that are young and can be moulded into the Arsenal way of playing? Or do we want somebody, like I say, who's a marquee side like Georgie Stanway, to come in and maybe shine, maybe not? I don't know. What would be good, though, of course, is, the Lionesses link is always going to be there, isn't it? And these girls, they do like to play with one another.
It's good PR for Arsenal getting all the Lionesses.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got Russo, then you get Stanway. Goodness gracious.
Well, to be fair, like, I know people don't like it when that sort of thing is said, but it does bring fans in.
It does.
Whether we like that or not, there's a lot of fans. A lot of fans that will say, or younger fans, I'm gonna go and watch Arsenal because they've got Leslie Russo, Leah Williamson at the moment. I don't know, like ahead of, say, someone like probably like London City Lionesses. Like I think that's why they wanted Beth Mead so badly, because they get the player, but they get her, they get the people that follow Beth and are fans of Lioness of the England Lioness team as well.
I tell you, I'd absolutely love to sign, and it's not Bon Matty, George. Before you jump in, if she was a few years younger,
got one leg at the minute, and it won't be any good.
A few years younger, if she was a few years younger, and Rory's always mentioned that, or it might have been Laura, Alex Greenwood, I think she would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal. But is she mid-30s now? I'm not absolutely sure. Somebody there,
33, I think.
33. So. Sadly, we've probably seen the best years of her career, but if we can find somebody like Alex Greenwood to come in and complement,
I've always said Letizia. From Man United, I know I don't think she can play on the left, so if we're going down that way, but she can play right back according to Serena. But out of the WSL, I think Maya Letizia would fit absolutely perfect into.
Is she left-footed?
No, she's right.
No, because that's a question I was going to ask Laura. This fact-finding mission that you and Catherine went on, and you found 10% left-footed players. Is that 10% that are available, or 10% in total?
It's 10% right across women's football.
So it can't be that freaking
10% of. So there's only like slight few. Is Ravi pulled up? As most likely that sounds like Ravi's pulled up European.
Yeah.
Because you haven't fully looked into the NWSL. If Catherine can confirm on this one for me, if she's about, but I'm pretty sure when we were looking at the start of the season, the possibilities of who we could bring in for that centre back pairing with Leah and a left-footed, it was only like 10% of defenders right across women's football that could cover that left side.
Yeah, I found a Telegraph article while I was just like looking it up on my second screen, where it said it was about 2 years old, so it's relatively recent. Where it said in the Premier League, 26% of players were left-footed, but in the WSL it was 12%.
12%. Okay, that's in any position, I guess, isn't it?
That's across all players.
Yeah, across all players. I mean, we are where we are. For me, Lotta and Leah should be the starting pair. And as George alluded to earlier on, once Katie Reid comes back and she's had a bedding in period, return to play, she should be a first name on the 11 as well with Leah. But this is, we're probably talking April, maybe next year before we see Katie Reid again. Is that about right? No, late this year. So she's been out for a year. So probably start of next season, a few months, a few games to get her bedded in again. So maybe November time we might get to see Katie Reid as a starter again. Ish.
Yeah.
I'd say if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
So maybe
I'd
January.
probably say more early 2027 for me.
Yeah, maybe January 2027. Once she's had a bedding in period, and
I think it'll be post winter break next year.
You've got more chance seeing Michelle November time.
So we got a whole year of either Lotta, Kadina, or Steph to partner Leah. And that's not even considering injuries, of course.
But the problem is what people forget about as well, and I might have this wrong, is that I'm pretty sure that Steph and Kadina are two of the people that contracts are running out.
Yeah, sadly.
Bearing in mind, Steph will most likely be away to the Asian Cup.
Yeah, and obviously we don't have Steph, Kyra, and Caitlin Ford, but that's no loss at the minute, to be honest.
Well, I think Kyra's a loss, Jules, because I think she's really beginning.
Yeah, but Caitlin Ford isn't.
No, she's not the worst.
Not the way she's playing. I don't know. I've not been impressed with Ford at all this season. I think it's a bit hard to compare with Chloe Kelly because Chloe Kelly's been injured. I don't know.
Fit? I was looking at Caitlin's stats when we were speaking about her earlier on, and she's only got 1 goal and 0 assists. Whether Beth Mead has, let me double check it, I'm sure it was 4 assists and no goals. So what would you rather more a person providing assists or a person that's not really either doing any of them?
Yeah.
I just think Beth has offered a lot more recently than Ford has for me.
So Beth has had 11 games, started 7 of them with 4 assists. Caitlin Ford has started 8, 11, and obviously played in 11 matches and only scored 1 goal out of them.
Yeah, that's like for a winner, that's a joke. Like 11 games and 1 goal involvement. Like, no, I'm not. Maybe I'm being harsh, but that's just not for me.
I don't think that's harsh at all. Like, I think she should be doing more.
Emily Fox has got more.
I mean, Chloe Kelly has started 8 matches now. Bearing in mind, Chloe Kelly's been injured. Sorry, she's played 8 matches, started 1. She's got 1 assist and 2 goals.
There you are. Going back to Georgie Stanway, though, Jules, since you asked the question about half hour ago, what's the likelihood? What is the likelihood of us signing it? Is it a strong rumor?
It's a strong rumor, but I don't think it's very likely at the moment. But it's a rumor. But I don't think it's likely to happen. But it was a talking point, so
let's see what happens.
Yeah, so just before we finish up on the transfer, obviously we did sign someone today. I'm going to pass to Ravi on this because he's our football pronunciation guru of the show. Yeah, that's it. So we're running with that. Great. Yeah, so quickly we'll go around. Just briefly, Laura, happy with that signing? 19, Swedish. What could go wrong?
Roll out the other songs.
It's cover for Emily Fox, isn't it? And of course, she's young, so she's obviously going to learn off one of the best. Well, the best since Soccer Donner decided to take it off the list for right backs. So we'll be moving about that one.
She signs a new deal.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's one of the ones we want to genuinely keep.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. She's I know she had a really good Euros with Sweden, didn't she? But as Kevin said, we won't put her on penalties. We won't put that kind of pressure on her.
No penalties. She
missed the last penalty for Sweden, wasn't it?
God,
right over the bar. But yeah, I'm happy with that signing, and it's of course it's cover for a player who's played a lot of minutes under Arsenal, and of course I think as well she can get into centre back. So
can she?
It's a versatile player that we could possibly use, and obviously right back and centre back.
Yeah, cool. Right, well, quickly, because there's another show in a little while on here, so I need to wrap it up a bit quicker. We'll talk about the Man United game. Ravi, obviously, like Darren said, it's absolutely massive, that game, isn't it? I think the next bunch of games in the WSL decide what way the title's going as well.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts going into the game? Are you confident?
Kind of. You know, I think we're at home. That's always an advantage. United are always tricky against us. If they sit back and just do what they did last time and just like frustrate us, they'll probably have a chance to get at least a point. I do think that we should go into this with the mindset of just like we can absolutely like cement ourselves into that top 3 position with a win here, and that would ease the pressure off the next few games. And that's the way that we should be going into this.
Yeah, no, I agree. Darren, obviously, I think we need to. We saw it in Belgium, like when we turned to being a lot more clinical and playing faster paced football. That's what we want to be seeing, isn't it? So I think that's what we need to do on Saturday as well, isn't it?
I absolutely agree, but I think Ravi just hit the nail on the head then. It depends which Man United turn up to more, which Arsenal turn up. If they come to play an attacking game against us, then it's going to be a really good game. But if they put a low block in, then we're going to struggle, unfortunately. But I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous.
You're always nervous.
I am, but we cannot afford to lose this. Even a point doesn't really do us any favours.
No, we have to win.
Yeah.
You need, at the end of the day, you got to win your home games.
How many tickets sold? Does anybody know for Saturday?
No.
I'd assume, I think there's like 28,000 season tickets that are there, plus the home advantage pack.
I reckon 40,000.
I reckon, you're probably looking at the 40 to 45 mark.
That would be nice. That would be nice, and let's hope it's noisy.
Yeah, it all depends on the weather as well, and like because of train travel and
it's going to be cold,
snow and ice, and that.
I can't deal with a low block when it's like 2 degrees.
No. Right. Laura, what's your views going into the game?
Yeah, I'm a bit like Darren. I'm a bit nervous getting into this game simply because we just really need to hit that game from the off. We obviously need the fans to be behind the girls all the way on Saturday. But we know recent times that the Emirates can be the most quietest place ever, even though we are in block 10 screaming and shouting, but it just seems like it doesn't travel far. Yeah, I'm just hoping that the girls have come back fresh and are happy to obviously take the next steps the rest of this season on and can kick on, and they need the results, and hopefully that's something that's in the back of the girls' minds, that they now need to get results. They can't just be slacking off and just hoping that Chelsea's going to lose a game or Man City's going to slip up somewhere or even Man U's going to slip up somewhere along the season. We can't be pointing at a game like that.
Are you going Saturday, Laura?
I'm not. Someone else has taken my ticket. I don't know who's taken it. It was on the transfer. James is the same. Unfortunately, towards the end of January, getting into February is a busy one for us because obviously we'll be down for Chelsea. Then we'll be down for obviously Man City, and then I'm also down for something with Yaz. So at the end of the month, it's going to be a busy one for us. I don't think I'll be away for London for a full month every weekend. So yeah, this one's a miss for us. But there will be something new on the channel that's coming out. So keep an eye on that one.
Teaser.
Cool. Quite quickly, we'll go around, get your predictions. Austin has just called you a legend in the chat, Darren, but he's probably just trying to kiss your ass because you're looking after him in Belgium.
I think he called us all legends, so he did. I'll stick up for Kellogg's boy there. He did. He called us
I hold the power for his Belgium ticket, so he has to be nice to me. Right, Ravi, predictions?
I'm gonna go with a 1-0 win for Arsenal.
Oh, Ravi, I was going to say that.
I knew you were.
Right, let's get a different. Oh, I don't need to ask Darren who's going to score, but Ravi, who do you think is going to score?
I hope it's Russo, but I can see it being a tough old game, and then late winner, maybe give it Chloe Kelly.
Cool.
Is she back?
She might.
I hope so.
We need her back
from the treatment table.
Or
right.
I mean, give me like an 85th minute banger from like Olivia Smith. Like
that'll do. Darren.
Yeah, 1-0. Second half, quite late. No. Olivia Smith.
Oh, okay. Say Christmas has changed him. We've broken him. Laura.
I'm going to go for a scrappy 2-1 as well. I think we're going to leave it really last couple of minutes to try and get that winner.
Cool.
And George?
I'm going 4-2.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to be.
I think Russo's going to turn up.
It's going to be
Imagine
5.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's going to be like Declan Russo. That's what it's going to be. So yeah. So yeah, I think 4-2 I'm going, because obviously I know we don't keep a clean sheet with Borba in goal, but I think
Daff is back though. Daff is in pictures, so
yeah, if she's back then maybe we'll see. But yeah, 4-2 I'm going. Why not Russo hat trick? Let's go. Thank you for your predictions in the chat. We'll wrap it up there just because Liam's got a show. But yeah, just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat. A comment did make me laugh when Darren, you said it's going to be like 2 degrees or something, and someone said it's not going to be that high. So that's just the summer's day, that is. But yeah, so Darren, thank you for coming on and being brilliant as always, and I'll see you Saturday.
Yep, see you Saturday at the pub, mate.
Yeah. Ravi, thank you as well. Brilliant, and I'll see you soon.
Yes.
And Laura, thank you for everything, and I'll see you soon.
yes, you sure will, and that shall be at Chelsea when we batter them this time. Also, do we want to just touch on quickly that there will be a giveaway for that as a joint channel?
For the channel, there will be a giveaway of tickets for the Chelsea away game that we've got left over. So we'll put some information out for that probably in the next few days. So yeah, but that's thanks to Laura. So just watch this space, and obviously remember to subscribe to Laura's channel as well for her vlogs, and it's going to be a joint one. So, but just please watch this space. And we've also got a Facebook group now where we're going to put some more topics and stuff. So we have a lot of stuff that we can talk about at the shows, and do special shows with some special guests as well, like in this next year. So appreciate you all at the moment, and for the rest of the season, please keep hitting that subscribe button, and we'll be back. I don't even know what day it is today.
Monday.
Is it but we will have a watch-along on Saturday, which Ryan will drop information about. So yeah, we'll be back next week to talk about after beating Man United and Russo's done the knee slide in front of Skinner. So good night, everyone. Take care and stay safe.
Ciao.